Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So, the video I have for you guys today is from Fox Business, and this is John Fetterman pulls back the curtain on the state of the Democratic Party. So, let's go ahead and get right into the video.
All right, so after last night's elections, particularly in New York City, the question is the Democratic Party now going to be in a civil war? It's great pleasure. We welcome Pennsylvania Senator Mr. John Fetterman to the show. Senator Fetterman, you're very kind to do this, sir. I appreciate it, particularly the day after. So what do you make of the Mondami phenomenon, and what does that mean for the Democratic Party?
What it means to me is that New York City just elected a new mayor, and that's their voice. And basically, 50% voted for him, and 50% of the other voters voted for someone else. So, in some sense, New York City is somewhat divided in the view, but without a doubt, though, he won, and he's going to be the new mayor in New York City. But it really doesn't matter much for me. It's in Pennsylvania in terms of a lot of those views overall.
So I was just thinking, okay, he won, he got his 50%. That's true. Inside the Democratic Party, he's got a lot of people, Senator Sanders endorsed him, Senator Warren endorsed him. You yourself have been involved in the, I'll call it the shutdown fight. You've been voting in favor of the CR and ending the shutdown, but it's a battle against progressives and so forth and so on. That's why I wondered about the Civil War aspect in the Democratic. I mean, he's not even a Democrat. He's a Democratic socialist. He didn't even vote on the Democratic line, from what I gather, Senator. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But I mean, how does this play out inside the Democratic Party?
Well, I mean, definitely. We have a very active part of the very progressive in our party, without a doubt. And they're very vocal right now. Senator Sanders interrupted Leader Schumer's press conference earlier in making that very strong appointments now. But what I am so saying, though, it's like for me, it's like I've been really in front of the fight to just keep our government open. I was there back in March, kind of led that charge. And I knew I was going to be here in September when they were going to shut it back down again. And now for me, as a committed Democrat, I'm fighting for the 48 million Americans that are on SNAP and the unions that are all been touched by this thing. And now also the military, pay our military, feed everybody. And the Capitol Police that are protecting us now, pay them too. And now flying in America now is continuing to it's just getting in more and more chaotic now too. I wasn't even able to find a flight here to DC. I had to fly into a different airport because they weren't actually have any. So America deserves better than this right now. And I can't ever vote to support this kinds of chaos. And this thing's run its course. And now after the election.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, I can't believe I will be, I'm the type of person that whether you're left or right, I'm going to give you your props. And mad props to John Fetterman for stepping up to the plate when his party wouldn't do it. Like, he has, at least in this stance or on this subject, at least he has his priorities straight. He's thinking of all his constituents. He's trying to help out to make sure that people get paid that deserve to get paid, that people deserve, to get their benefits reloaded, whether it's SNAP or SSI, or the military. And so bravo to him for standing up against his party. Like, that his party's pissed and they're probably going to primary him. But, mad props to him for doing that. It takes a brave person to, even if you stand by yourself, to do that, and it reminds me of this quote, which I love to use. And I tend to use this a lot in my own stuff because this is how I feel. So cue the clip.
And she said, compromise where you can. But where you can't, don't. Even if everyone is telling you that something wrong is something right. Even if the whole world is telling you to move. It is your duty to plant yourself like a tree, look them in the eye and say no. You move.
So yeah, that's basically my favorite quote to go by. Um, and I feel like it takes a real brave soul to do that, even if it's you standing by yourself. So, and he's not the only one. I don't know the name of the other senator, but this is basically what's going on. So the filibuster requires 60 votes to pass the bill. And the reason I wanted to use this graph was to kind of put it in perspective for people so that they could see like who's really keeping the government shut down. And as you can see, there's a total of 55 yeses, and that includes 2 Democrats that are trying to reopen the government. Now you have 45 no's, which includes, surprisingly, 1 Republican. Gotta find out who that is, because that person should get primaried. And the rest, and I'm pretty sure it's a rhino. I'm gonna say it right now. Pretty sure. But the rest of them are blue, and it looks like the grays are no's. That's weird. But yeah, so it looks like the blues, which are Democrats, all voted no, except for 2 that defected. Now, in order to pass this, you do require the 60 votes, which means that they needed 5 more Democrats, or at least that Republican, plus 4 more Democrats to vote yes, and then they could have reopened the government. They could have refilled the SNAP benefits, make sure military gets paid, yada, yada, yada. And because of this, that's why I want to show you guys the chart. Because of this, because some people are visual learners. If you see it for yourself, you're going to be like, oh, not me just saying it. Some people need to actually see it in context. But yeah, so if these people would just vote for it, bam, problem solved. But no, they don't want to. Let's keep going.
Now, some members of my party now think that's a signal to dig deeper and now continue to withhold their votes. But I can't speak to their views because I haven't had any special insight on what they want to do now.
Well, that was kind of my next question. I mean, you've become known, I think, as a common sense senator. I hope you'll agree with that. And now the question is, I mean, the CR itself runs out. If you ever passed it, it runs out November 21st. So a lot of people are speculating, Senator, that there's got to be a new CR because you're going to have to extend it past November 21st, which is, a fortnight away. So are there 5 Democrats that you think would vote to do that, or is this thing just going to go on endlessly?
Yeah, like that's my concern. I mean, this thing it would expire on the 21st, and now here that's so I'm not sure, but I just want to remind everybody, we are waiting on five of our colleagues to reopen this government, and this was a Biden CR. This isn't a very partisan CR. Actually, we've all voted on this many times to ratify it. Now, on my 4 times, I voted to reopen our government, and now I'm not sure how that's going to change. And now, for me, as a Democrat, the reasons why I'm very committed to keep our government open are fighting for really what's part of the core and the people that I think our party all should be protecting and fighting for, to just open this up, because it's a sad political spectacle at this point. And honestly, I'm embarrassed, and all I can do for people that now have been caught in the middle of this is just other than to apologize for it.
Well, you're not afraid to go up against the party or the party leadership on things like the border control or
No.
Israel, or talking about Adolf Hitler, or deporting the worst of the worst criminals and defending ICE. I mean, I've been following your career in the Senate, and it's pretty impressive. You're going to go your own way. You think, if I'm quoting you right, you're saying it's the country that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what's astonishing, if it's problematic to be a committed Democrat from the most purple state in the country, and you're not allowed, or you're penalized by fully supporting Israel, or that we want to demand to secure our border, and now we really need to reopen our government. I mean, these aren't controversial. I mean, it's like that's really not a big tent kinds of a party if that's problematic. So here we are. And now For me, it's like the lives now are being impacted in ways that move against my core values, and I think the core democratic values, honestly. And now we've made our point, and now I do believe there's a way forward to have a conversation to reduce or the kinds of the costs on the ACAA policies. Now, I do believe that, but right now, we're getting neither of things. No one's getting their SNAP benefits or those tax credits for their insurance, or paying our military, or paying all these unions now. And why all of us are getting paid through the middle of all this, I think it's deeply unfair. And now this thing really needs to end.
Um, you talk to President Trump frequently. How do you get along with him?
Well, no, we don't speak frequently. No, no. And in terms of we get along, I mean, there are things that I agree that he has chosen to do. Like, for example, the peace deal in Gaza, and that has stuck. And now I've been very, very supportive, and I actually celebrate those kinds of things. So now, it's like I'm hopefully that we can all come together and reopen this and now move forward for our nation, because it's a very easy choice for me. It's a country over party throughout all this. We can disagree on many things, and we can agree on one thing, is that I think an open government is a core responsibility for here as a Senate. As a senator, so I think it's dangerous at this point. How can continue? And if you're emboldened by, or you're gaming it out on, hey, well, we're winning or you're losing, or who's going to blink, and then that's not a game that I ever going to want to participate in. And the only guaranteed losers are Americans that are caught in the middle of all of this mess.
Yes, afraid so. Afraid you're right on all that stuff. Anyway, Senator John Fetterman, great state of Pennsylvania. Thank you, sir, for your time. We appreciate it very much.
So you guys seen that, you heard that, and again, I just want to put back up the chart so you guys can still have it up. Like I said, it just requires 60 votes to pass the bill without having to kill the filibuster. So the ones that are holding out are basically the Democrats. So everybody that watches this video, let your people know that, that keep saying that it's Trump or that it's the Republicans. It's not. It's literally the Democrats. And the proof is in the pudding. So what are your guys' thoughts in regards to, what Fetterman is saying and how he's putting people over party? Like, I think that's a admirable thing. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you do think if it's the Republicans or the Democrats that are holding up, the government being shut down, like who's to blame? So just let me know. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Till next time, guys.